long have you been thinking about an ADU before you actually said it's time to do it?
Well, we kind of knew we were going to build something here. The property kind of asked, like not asked for it, but we had the room. We would be able to build something and still have our yard, our patio, everything. So our first intention, because we had a pool home before, was to build a pool. But then as our parents, and I mean, our parents are older, so we're like, we just spend more time with them,
Right.
you know, kind of type thing. I wanted my dad to retire already. He didn't want to retire, so I kind of didn't give him an option. And you're coming over here.
Yeah, and we discovered ADU online,
basically.
and it's sort of like, should we try it? Like, this is a good time for us to start thinking, at least exploring. Financially, we weren't ready at that time, but just, hey, let's get information.
Yeah.
That's where we met Chris, and you know, from the get-go, our communication with Chris was fabulous. There was no pressure. You know, setting up a meeting one-on-one with us here at the house.
He made it easy, and he kind of put security as like, you guys can do this,
Yeah, we could do it. Really listening and asking poignant questions about like, well, what do you want? Well, we want a home for our parents.
Where do you want it was a big question.
Yeah,
that was
where, right?
The where, because the property is kind of big, so our initial was to knock down that little office and build there. Coming forward.
Wow.
Yeah, but just because of the creek and the easement, it was a possibility, but it would be
Cost prohibitive.
At least not within our budget, because that's on stilts.
Right.
Yeah.
So that would be just more.
When it came down to designing and picking out a floor plan, was it difficult or was it easy?
It was really easy in the sense where we didn't really have an idea of how we wanted the house to look. So what helped us a lot was your guys' webpage and the model homes you guys had. So we were able to pick out one that we really liked, and I don't know if you recognize the model.
I do, and you edited it.
Yeah, so all we did was flip the bathroom to the back.
Yeah,
because the bathroom actually the original one was here in the
I
front.
recognize it. I said, I think I recognize this a little bit. Right?
So I mean, we changed a little bit. Like I think that one, the laundry room was a little bit bigger, but it didn't have a pantry. So we made the laundry room a little bit smaller and added the pantry.
Yeah, and I have to say that was one of the things that we appreciated from our conversations with Chris, right? It wasn't like, here, this is the standard, like, well,
this is what you guys
listening,
have.
what do you want? Like, what are you thinking? This is kind of what we're, you know, a home for our family, but also opportunities for us to have family gatherings and really the flexibility. As you can see from the end result, right? Like how much our input was important in the final product.
I'm glad to hear you say that, because our model, we're not your typical contracting company. You know, we're a consultant firm, and we want to sit down. So he probably asked 1,000 questions.
Yes.
Right? He wants to know what's important, what's not important, what are your hot numbers, what's the bullet points, and then once he has all that information, he goes, I think I got something that would work, right? But here's the thing, I think sometimes contractors are quick to say, what about this, what about that? And they don't know anything about you, they don't know about what you're gonna, it's like trying to put the wrong size shoe on your foot, right? So I'm glad to hear you say that went well, so he factored in a lot of those things before you recommended the template.
And really coming in not knowing, it kind of, I think, eased our, like, not fear, but sort of the anxiety of like, are we ready? Like, is this really something could we afford it? So, and there was never any kind of like, you gotta do it or unnecessary contact, right? Like there was time for us to breathe, think about it, and I think that's what sold us to the company, right? Like how.
Besides the fact that it's A to Z, like right, you guys take care of A to Z, which was we both have busy jobs where we're like. Most of the day we're gone. We're not here till like 6 o'clock. Yeah. Like I leave like at 5 in the morning. So it's like we don't really have the time to going to the city, getting permits, signing documents, and that's probably the number one that, at least for me, sold the fact that you guys take care of A to Z.